So we decided to do a part 2 at the end of the day. Coach refused to leave. Coach Bob Letsch is here again from Racine St. Gat's. He's Sparky Fifer from 105.7 FM The Fan. Gery Woelfel from the Racine Journal-Times. At the end of the first part of this video, we were talking about point guards and just how critical point guards are for a high school basketball team. Okay, fine. I'll give you Diamond Stone. You can pick any other high school point guard you want. Who do you want?
Point guard?
I'm asking Coach.
Yeah, anybody.
Diamond Stone or the best point guard in the state?
Well, okay, go ahead.
Because that's the battle. The battle is big versus little. I'm not talking to you. I want to ask the coach.
Well, back in 10 minutes, okay?
You were saying that. I want to first.
I don't know, man. That.
Yeah.
Because it's big stuff.
I mean, if you didn't have a point guard and you put pressure on him, and he can't get the ball. I mean, he'll get the ball up the court, but if he can't get it into the offense, we're good. And then you front Diamond Stone, or you put 2 guys on him, like some people do. Or you play a 2-3 zone, but you put the pressure on the point guard. It makes it hard. But the Diamond Stone's going to get a lot of balls off the rebound.
See, now for me, I always take the big. Because they're not a lot of 6'4" talented big guys.
If you have a competent point guard. But
sure, but we're talking about best center in the state, best point guard in the state. Who do you want on your team?
Well, they've got a good point guard.
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, he's good.
But we're just talking about, again, forget surrounding cast members.
Right.
If you were the coach, I said, okay, you can either have the best center in the state on your team or the best point guard in the state.
In this instance, I'll take the best center. But that's an exception. That's a
because he's a stud.
Because
to me, I'll take a center. I had McElvain. I had Dave. We had Harvey Knuckles.
You have
Jim Jones. I mean,
but if you have a Nicky Van Exel or a Faust or something, I'll take those guys anytime because they control the ball so much.
Right.
But having said that, just talking on Diamond Stone, I believe, now this is obviously my opinion, he's the best high school player to ever come out of Wisconsin. Okay, I had always held belief that it was Jim Jones.
Yeah.
And it really, really tore me to say, hey, Diamond Stone is the best player. But, gosh, I think he is. Now, what's your take on this? I know.
Well, Diamond Stone's, his game is a little bit more than Jimmy Jones.
Right.
I mean, and I love Jimmy, and we had him, and I was able to coach him. I mean, I was the assistant coach, but I got a chance to work with him, but he was a 5.
Right.
He was a 5.
Right.
I think Diamond can be a 4.
I agree.
He can shoot the threes
now.
4,
they call it.
Yeah, he's shooting threes now. He's putting the ball on the floor this year, which he didn't do that well last year. But this year he is. I mean, one time he blew right by my center at Dominican this year. I mean, he got the ball on a fast break. He reversed it, looked at it, and he just took it right down the on the left side too. I mean, he does it more so on the left than on the right. But I think he's expanding his game. You might be right.
I mean, this kid played in the FIBA World Championships this summer, and he made the all-tournament team.
He's good.
All-world.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
and all McDonald's All-American.
Yeah, but I mean, this FIBA thing, you're getting the best players his age from all over the world.
Yeah.
And he is arguably like maybe the second or third best player that participated in it. The one thing I noticed, though, when you guys played him in the tournament last year, he would get the ball down low, and you would come over with a double team. He is smart enough to recognize double teams. He saw it coming, took the ball, and threw it out to the guard. I mean, which I would do all the time and let your guard try to beat you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the idea that he knew how to handle a double team as a 17-year-old was very impressive.
Yeah. I mean, he finds the open man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one, a lot of times the postmen, they get the ball and, you double team or help and recover, they don't get the ball out and, try to take a bad shot or anything, but, he doesn't take many bad shots. I mean, you watch the film, watch the game, and even when he gets the ball up on the top, if my center doesn't come on and force him to put the ball on the floor or pass it, he'll shoot the 3.
Right.
I mean, and against us in the sectional, he hit 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I took one time out. It was just me and the center. I said, I told you got to get on here. I said, you force him to put the ball on the floor, and then we'll help you. I mean, because I didn't think last year he was that good at putting the ball on the floor.
Okay.
This year, he's good at putting the ball on the floor.
Yeah.
And I think all the games he's played all around the world and all summer long at AAU and all that, but I shouldn't say AAU, but you hear all these pros that are really attacking that. I mean,
yeah.
And we're doing our coaches show, Money's Varsity Woods coaches show on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock on the Fan, and Mike McGivern is doing the whole show on AAU and has different AAU coaches coming in to talk about it and that whole deal.
Well, AAU coaches, of course, are going to say, I think, and I agree with them, because I've been one that's.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not either, and I try to get my kids not to play, but hey, we're going to go to Vegas in July. We're going to go to. Hey, I understand that.
There's an appeal.
That's a thing for them.
Sure.
But when they come back, I've got to break things down again.
Right.
I mean, they're fundamentals. I mean, and it's, I didn't hear this, but someone told me. Barkley said the other day that all the best players get on one team. And then Barkley says, when I was playing, I didn't want to play with Jordan.
Exactly.
I wanted to beat Jordan.
Exactly.
And I couldn't.
That's like
these
the
guys
NBA
go to
too.
Vegas, and then they beat everybody by 50 points.
It's like guys going to Kentucky where you got 8 All-Americans. I mean, what do? Your playing time is limited.
That's not even the issue. For me, the issue for me is you look at these kids coming from Europe and how more fundamentally sound and skilled they are. So instead of getting that work done in the summertime, we're not doing that work in the summertime. We're traveling around the country and playing fast break basketball, fast break offense, which, okay, fine, I get it. But I don't understand, somewhere along the line, when did the college coaches, Coach Letsch, start dealing with the AAU coaches over the high school coaches?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what's happened now. The AAU coaches running where this kid's going, and the high school coaches barely involved anymore.
That irritates me because I've got them for 3.5, 4 months.
Right.
I mean, and I've got them every day, except Sunday. And the AAU coach, they practice once or twice a week, and then they go to a tournament. And how many shots does a kid get? How many times does a guy handle the ball in a four-game tournament on a weekend? I mean, it's just.
See, now that's where the WIA has to step in.
Oh, I like
that. They can
will.
step in on every other matter, but they'll say.
Well, what are they going to do? I mean, what do you suggest they do? I mean, I don't understand what jurisdiction they have.
Well, they could put limitations on eligibility.
That's not during the high school season. I'm not sure they can do anything with it.
Look at club volleyball, the girls.
That's blowing up too.
And
that's taking away from girls basketball.
Killing girls basketball.
Yes, it is.
And Deb Hauser wrote all the coaches last year about that. Maybe as basketball coaches, you got to be a little lenient. If a girl's playing club volleyball, let them go for the weekend. And I said to my coach, I said, well, you can do it, but I'm glad she didn't write me down.
Yeah, right.
I mean, because wait a minute, you're going to let her go for the weekend and play volleyball, and you got practice on Saturday. You played a game on Friday, maybe, or you got a game on Saturday, and you're going to let her go and miss the game.
There's one topic I wanted to ask you about, and that is, it seems like more and more coaches want kids to specialize. Let's say you have a star basketball player. I've seen too many coaches, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, whatever, say, hey, you're going to be in that sport, and that's it. They almost issue an ultimatum to the kid. Your thoughts on that?
No way. I think players should play as many sports as they can because they use different muscles. I mean, you take a volleyball player, you're using this all for 9 months, 10 months.
Right.
I mean, your shoulder. I mean, we've had a couple that we've got 3 girls that concentrate on volleyball. They got their scholarships. I mean, and then other girls see that.
Right.
But not everybody's going to get it.
Right.
I like to see my basketball players play football. I mean, if they don't play football, then play soccer.
Right.
I mean, one of those 2 sports, or cross country. I got one kid that ran cross country. I mean, and
you don't only have the physical issues, you got the mental issues too.
Right.
You do something over and over 12 months a year. How much love do you have for
this?
This
is all fine and dandy from the coaching aspect, but I'm going to tell you from my aspect, because I've never agreed with this philosophy that he just said. I don't have a problem if my kid isn't all that good.
Yeah.
He's a role player in the basketball team.
Yeah.
He kind of plays in football. You want to play 100 sports, go play 100 sports, have at it. But if my kids an above average athlete, like you said, those girls that have scholarships or whatever else, and they're above grade, and they've got people coming and talk to them about a sport, okay? If I'm the parent and you're playing baseball, let's say, and you're okay in football, I don't want you playing football and breaking your arm if you're a pitcher or something like that. I'd rather have you just focus on baseball year-round and focus on it, because that's where scholarship offers are coming. You're not getting anything in your junior year for football because you're not that good of a football player.
I had a kid that was a good freshman, sophomore, came to me his junior year, said, Coach, I'm going to concentrate on baseball because I want to get a Division I scholarship.
Right.
And senior year, boom.
They let the arm over the shoulder.
Okay, yeah.
Sure.
Because he played baseball all
I agree. It wears down some muscles,
but he's okay now.
Right.
And he's playing baseball in college. But I mean, he would have been a good basketball player. You know, he would have helped us on the basketball team. He was a good shooter. He was 6'5". Look at Kelly Thomas, all-state football, playing basketball. He could be an all-conference on it.
Sure.
Princeton was looking at him last year, first shot and disc.
There you go. Goodness gracious.
It was a different criteria.
Yeah.
Andrew Smith, good football, basketball, track. He's going to go to play football in college.
Joe Thomas, the all tackle.
Right.
He was a shot in this guy. Heavily recruited for that as well.
That's right.
And I was told that he wasn't sure he wanted to play football. He thought that he enjoyed the other one more. He was going to pursue that. And he felt bad already. We just started. How could it possibly be too bad?
I know.
But I mean, that's another guy that played multiple sports and then fell in love with another sport.
Right.
And then was in the tug of war of, okay, and obviously he figured out, well, the NFL's going to pay a lot more than shot and disc in the Olympics probably.
I respect the kid. Like this kid came to me, and I respected him. I said, just don't throw that much. I said, don't throw every day.
Exactly.
No, I'm not a coach. But I respect it. I try to convince kids. Like last year, I talked to a lot of kids going on for track, and then track kids. Coach, he came to me the other day and said, "You might have to do that again this year." I don't have.
Are you getting a kickback on this?
No, but I like to see some of my basketball players.
Sure, absolutely.
I went to the sophomores. What are you doing? Nothing. Track. What are you doing? Nothing. Track. But if they don't go, I'm not going to punish them. I just try to encourage kids to participate as much, especially in a smaller school.
Well, you don't have the numbers.
You don't have the numbers. Right. Now, you go, Park Harden Case where you got 2,000 kids. Yeah, you kids, and they do.
And to me, the most important part of this isn't about physical. Anybody could get hurt in any situation. Right. To me, it's about being competitive.
Right.
Well, when you go from sports to sport, and if you're a real competitor, you're going to compete.
Oh, yeah.
Your focus is going to be that. You play baseball 12 months a year, you'll have maybe a 2-month window where you really compete.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, you're just like, okay.
You're in the gym,
I love the idea of kids that compete, and I think Park High School does a great job. They got kids in all different sports.
Oh, yeah.
The kid that's the state champ, Jeremy Stewart, in the 200, he's out for football, he's out for basketball. The guy loves to compete.
But there's a couple guys, there's a guy, right now that he wants all the kids to just get in the weight room 12 months or 9 months out of the year and play football.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
So you got the other
other out of it too.
2 seconds left.
Goodness gracious.
We're having so much fun here.
This is why I go 4-hour talk show. See? I don't have all this here. No, it's happening. Video's got to wrap it up.
Can you say part 3?
All right. Forget it. Bring it in another time. Gery Woelfel, Coach Bob Letsch, Steve Sparky, Fifer, disappointed that Greg Geeson's making us cut it short again.
Greg Geeson, all your angry emails, Greg Geeson.lee.net.
Yeah. Please send them to us next time we get more time. Right here at RacineSportsZone.com. See you guys later.